Gen Z is the first generation in America that has absolutely no purpose or meaning in life. This is why they have terms like doomers. You know, this is why you ask them, hey, go buy a house, get married, have kids. And they say, what's the point?
This is why I always say that do not generalize Gen Z, because the Gen Z that we are talking about are in the West. Their behavior is the direct result of the economic situation in their countries, and also the result of their experiences with the system. So if you push people into the education system and by the time they finish the 4 years and with a $100,000 debt and then they cannot find a job, they're going to start thinking. But you don't see this behavior in other nationalities. I live in Dubai, so I don't see that typical Gen Z narrative, you know, that they are lazy, they are argumentative, they are, they don't want to work. I don't see that here in Dubai with the African communities, with the Southeast Asians, with the Filipinos, with the Indians, with the Pakistan. Everybody works really, really hard, and not even with the Arab nationals. Now, their behavior slightly differs because there are some really rich Arab countries and there are some really poor Arab countries. But they both have the motivation to work. So let's not label Gen Z with the blanket statement, because that Gen Z that we are seeing is in the West. And I would like to urge leaders, HR professionals, and corporations not to push down that language and adopt that language that the West is using to describe Gen Z any other part of the world, because that's a dangerous game. I hear that here many, many times, and when I push back on that, they realize that, hey, maybe it's not true. And you know what, even in the West, within the same country, you know the diverse range of Gen Z. One is like that, and then you go to the opposite, which is very diligent, very dutiful, and, works really, really hard. And that's why I hate agendas, social agendas and narratives, because if you blanket statement an entire group of people based on the minority, because these are always the minority, right? Then you alter the behavior of the majority. Because if you tell me enough times that, Sylvia, you are argumentative, you don't want to work, and you are lazy, guess what's going to happen with my behavior? So I urge everybody, organizations, regions, countries, do not adopt language that is harmful, because you are going to unconsciously and inadvertently change the behavior of your people. Ask the question.